So you're actually from Hartford?
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow. And you're originally Jamaican, right?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, Nekesha, you are in the house and you are all over the world via satellite and also via Facebook. And we're going to have a beautiful conversation. Now, talk to me about your upbringing. When were you born? What was your upbringing like? Tell me about your family.
Well, I was born in Mandeville, Manchester, Cocoa, Mandeville. I was born March 22nd, 1980. I'm an 80s baby.
Mandeville?
Yes.
That's in Jamaica?
Yes, Cocoa, Mandeville.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, I was born to the parents of Gloria Plummer and Patrick Sweetland. I was a tomboy basically growing up. I do everything with the boys, from firing catapult, climbing trees, picking fruits, you name it. Anywhere the boys are, I'm there. Playing cricket, anything that the boys are doing.
Wow.
I would do it. So, yes.
Including the tattoos and all that, right?
Those came later.
Okay, so you were actually born in Mandeville, in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
And you were born to the Sweetlands.
Yes, Patrick Sweetland. That's
What kind of a family was the Sweetlands? Were they rich? Were they poor? Were they average? What exactly did they do?
I would say they probably was average. I never knew poverty growing up, honestly.
Okay.
So, because I was never in need of anything.
Right.
Yes, so even if my parents were poor, I never seen it. I never saw it.
How many children did the Sweetlands have?
So I'm the firstborn from mom and dad.
Wow.
My dad have 3 other daughters, and my mom had 3 other kids. I have twin brothers and a sister, so.
When exactly were you born? Do you want to share that with us?
When?
Exactly were you born?
I was born March 22nd. I'm an Aries.
March 22, 1980.
80.
Wow. Beautiful. So what was life like in Jamaica before you moved to England, to the US?
Life was okay. Life, like I said, I was not in need of anything.
Yeah.
You know, I was a happy-go-lucky, free spirit girl. You know, just doing whatever. You know, I'm a woman of my own capacity. So I never follow rules. I never follow regulations. So I'm always getting beaten because I never listen. I just do my own thing.
What were some of the things you were beaten up for?
So mostly I would get beaten every Saturday.
Wow.
I would get beaten every Saturday. So to show you how hard-headed I was. So I would have to wash my uniform. I would have to wash. So when mom comes home, she can get the clothes to iron. But I told you earlier I was a tomboy.
Yeah.
So I used to go and I play with the boys and I play, and then I'm coming home to wash when sundown. So when we're tired and sun is down. Now mom is coming home and water is dripping from the clothes. So I'm getting beaten. What were you doing all day? Why did you leave the house? You were told not to leave the house. And this was a recurring thing every Saturday. You'd think I would learn, but you know, when you go to school 5 days a week, come home and have to do homework and you don't got no time, and Saturday is the only time you get to play with the whole neighborhood.
Wow.
I was there, so.
Okay. So as a tomboy, in fact, in Ghana, when you say tomboy, of course, you are more boyish and all that, but it also comes with some level of lesbianism. Did you try that too?
No, I never knew anything about that.
This is 3FM.
I never knew anything about lesbianism and gayism until I entered the United States of America.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I say tomboy, is basically you're the only girl with
amongst
a bunch of boys,
yeah,
and you're doing everything that the boy is doing. So I'm climbing trees, I'm picking fruits, I'm firing catapult, I'm playing cricket. I'm doing everything that the boys do. When a normal girl would be home, doing the work that mom left for them to do. Combing the doll here and doing girly thing. I was just like,
wow.
I was with the pack of wolves.
What was school like? Which school did you go to? What did you study?
I went to Mandeville all age. So, yes, and I left Jamaica early, so I didn't do that much schooling there.
When did you leave Jamaica and why?
I left Jamaica, I think 30 years or so, and it's because of my mom. My mom migrated to the U.S., and she took me and my sister, so...
Oh, she and your father got divorced?
They were never married.
So they got separated?
Yes.
Wow. After how many children?
I am the first child for them both. I am the first child for mom and dad. Only child for mom and dad.
Oh.
Other kids with his wife.
Interesting. So you were with your mother in the United States. Do you know why she migrated?
Well, I think for a better life, I would say, for a better, you know,
A better life.
yes.
And which of the states did you go to?
I went to Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Your mother is still alive?
Yes, she is.
Father alive?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So, my guest in the house is Nekesha Laryea. When did you become a Laryea?
I become Lyle last October.
Wow. So you are married to a Ghanaian man?
Yes, I am.
Wow. What is it like getting married to a Ghanaian man?
Wow.
I know you have 4 children, right? Is it true?
Yes.
You are a mother of 4?
Yes, I am.
All right. Are they all Jamaican children?
One of them is not.
One of them is not?
Yes.
Okay, so what? One of them is
I
what?
would say he's Jamaican. His father is American.
All right. American, white or black?
No, Black American.
Black American. Okay. So Nekesha Laryea is my guest, and we are talking. So you've had 4 children, right?
Yes.
All right. How did you come by them?
So my first child, I was raped.
Oh, raped.
Yes, I
My
was
God have
raped.
mercy. Hold on.
This is 3FM.
You were raped and you got
Yes.
pregnant.
Yes, I
Whoa.
got pregnant at 14 and I gave birth to my son at 15.
My God. You got raped.
Yes.
This is crazy. This hurts me. This makes me feel sad. At 14, was it in Jamaica or it was in
Actually,
America?
it was here. So, you know, when I was growing up, they said life and death lies in the power of your tongue. I never knew what it meant. So, like I said, I was a tomboy. So my grandmother, she would always say, you need to come home. You're the only girl there. They're going to rape you. And they're going to rape you. And I'm like, okay, why? Most of them are my cousins. They're neighborhood kids. We're the same age. So, you know, those things are not entering my mind. We're just plain free spirit kids. You know, giving trouble, walking, stealing the neighbors' fruits and you name it. And I was the bold one. So if 10 of us is walking and they say, Nekesha, let's go over to Blakk Rasta and ask him for fruit. They'll come and ask you for the fruit and you say no. I would be the bold one to just walk up in your yard and go pick the fruits.
Wow.
Then I'm getting a spanking from you and I'm getting a spanking from mom and probably grandma too. So, you know, I got raped in America and I gave birth to my son in America. I was a high school student. I never stopped high school. I was a straight A student. So I never made that get the best of me.
Do you want to walk me through how this rape happened? Was it a Jamaican?
Yes, he's now deported.
Deported because of the rape?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow. What happened? Did you go?
So, no, it happens right in my house. He was a friend of my friend. So basically next door neighbors. And I was actually trying to get out the house to go. You know, my sister was next door because I was babysitting my sister. And I just got pushed back in with a gun at my head.
Gun?
Yes.
What?
And I was told not to say anything, which I didn't. Because I was, you know, it would be intimidating. Like I'm walking to school. I used to walk to school. School was not far from home. And he would creep up in the morning times, you know, the gun on his lap, so I mustn't say anything. And I didn't. So my mom did not find out that I was pregnant until I was 8 months pregnant.
Wow.
I had no stomach, nothing. I went for a physical for school, for gym.
You were not vomiting?
Nothing. I had no morning sickness. I felt
Wow.
nothing. A lot of people were like, you never felt? No, I never. And then the type of parents raising up in Jamaica, I would say that back then our parents were very ignorant. So it's a lot of things you never get taught, because I never get taught of the bird and the bees and your period and stuff. So the first time my cycle came, I was climbing a tree.
Wow.
So I thought I got cut.
Wow.
And my cousin was the one who be like, oh, you need to stay away from boys and you need to wear this. And I'm like, huh?
Wow.
So they never sat down and
Where
talked
this
to
as
you.
in the sanitary pad, right?
Right,
Ah,
yes.
wow.
So me, I was like so clueless, didn't even know what it was. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, I was never taught that when a man and a woman have sex, that will happen. Because even when I was getting ready to give birth, I didn't know that I was going to push a baby out. I thought they were going to cut my stomach because when my mom was pregnant with my sister, I always asked her, Mom, how the baby going to come out? And she was like, they're going to cut my stomach. So I always thought that they were going to cut my stomach until they show me videos and,
Wow.
you know, stuff like
So you had to push.
that. Yes.
So this guy who raped you, I hate it that I have to be the person to remind you of this gory thing. But how old was he?
He was in his 40s, I think. 30, 40. Yeah, 40s.
My God.
So it was classed as statutory rape. He got 10 years. He never did the 10 years. I think he did a few years, then they deported him back home.
So he's back in Jamaica?
Yes.
Has he tried to reach out to you to apologize or something like that?
Yes. So I was very bitter. I wouldn't even talk to my dad. I would never get close to a man and stuff like that. So even when my son was born, I never loved the baby.
Yeah.
I would never be close to the baby. You know, my mom, a lot of people thought that my mom was his mother because I was never around. I left the baby and my mom and I went to college. So it's like...
I can relate.
Yeah.
I can relate. You didn't want to see the baby, so you left the baby and the mother was the one taking care of the baby, your mother.
Yes.
Wow. Did you breastfeed?
Just for a short time.
How old is this boy now?
So my son, he is 27.
Have
27,
you...
28. He's married.
Have you grown to love him?
Yes.
When?
After I came back from college a few years, my mom and I had a little dispute. She didn't want to give him to me. So I was like, okay, let me, I'm back. I want to start be a mother and stuff. So he used to call me Nikki. So everybody called me Nikki. So the day when he called me Nikki, I was like, do not call me Nikki. I'm your mother. You need to call me mommy. And my mom get upset and she wouldn't want to give me him. So I ended up had to call the police to get my son.
Wow. Wow.
This is 3FM.
Wow. At what age was this? How old was the boy?
So he was born 95, and I want to say probably like 97, 98.
97,
Yeah.
98. Wow. Now, at the time that you were asking to have custody, proper custody of your son, did you have another child then?
No.
When did the next one come?
The next one came, they're 7 years apart. The next one came 2002.
Okay. 2002?
Yes.
Was it consensual?
It was, yes, but it was not planned. Yes, it was not planned.
What's the meaning?
When I say the meaning, so it was a one-night stand.
A one-night stand. Wow.
This is 3FM.
One-night stand. Wow. I'm going to play you a song like that. Yeah, one-night stand later. All right. So one-night stand. So this was when you went to a discotheque or you went out, what was it like?
So his father was a known drug dealer in Hartford.
Oh, wow.
So I used to, like I said, I'm always where the boys are, where the men is. So I'm always hanging out, like, standing up, watching out, and stuff like that. And I was admiring him.
Wow.
But I would never say anything. And a friend of mine had said something. We was going on a date. Actually, we never made the date because he was still doing his drop.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to take me home because I think I might get arrested before I even go on this date. So I was nervous because while you're going on a date, people calling him, he's going to do his job. So he ended up taking me back home. So nothing happened. So
what kind of drugs was he doing?
He was selling weed, crack, cocaine, you name it.
He was selling everything?
Everything.
Was he using it too?
Not that I know of. Only the weed I think he smokes. Yes.
So he took you home?
Yes, I said, take me home because I feel like I'm going to get arrested before we make the date. So then he take me home. And this was like back, I want to say, in 99, around there. So 99, 98, yes, when I came back from college.
Okay.
And I want to say about, it was actually my birthday. And I hear boom, boom, boom on the door. So I thought that it was the cops, and it was actually him. And I was very shocked because I'm like, how did this man get to my house? And he was like, when I tell you, he was stone drunk. So I don't even know how he even drive to even know my address. And one thing led to another. I got pregnant, and I hid the pregnancy. I hid the pregnancy from him. I hid my child from him for 3 years.
Was it only one? You said one-night stand. It happened just once?
Yes.
So for the 7 years that you were away from your son, were you meeting other men? Were you doing other things with other men? Or?
Yes. So at 18, I went on spring break. I'm a free spirit person, so I leap before I think. So I went on spring break and I met this guy, a friend of mine who I went on spring break with, introduced us, and Yeah, one thing led to another.
One thing led to the other.
And no babies came though.
No
I was
babies.
protected. No babies came.
You sound like a very honest person, you know.
Oh yes, I'm gonna tell you like it is.
This is 3FM.
Nekesha Sweetland, aka Nekesha Laryea, aka Nikki, is my guest. She's all the way from Jamaica, based in America, Hartford, Connecticut, my city. Anytime I go to America, it's right here in the house. So Connecticut, Hartford is in the house. Okay, and Stormboy played in Hartford just 2 days ago, you know, and it was a very nice concert. Now, Nikki, tell me. So this was the second one. First one was a rape. Second one was a one-night stand from a drug addict son. How about the third one?
No, he wasn't a drug addict. He was a drug dealer.
Drug dealer. Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Yes.
So did you benefit from the drug money?
No, at all. That's why I said earlier before you cut, I hid my son. I hid the pregnancy and I hid my son for 3 and something years. I got sick. So my mom, she raised us up that we're not supposed to take anything from the States. We're supposed to work hard and don't go on welfare. Well, after I had my son, I got sick and I couldn't work. So I went to the state for help. And now you know you're getting anything from the government, you have to tell them everything down to the very underwear you wear. So now here I was. I had to reveal who the father were.
Wow.
They did a DNA test and it was his child.
Wow.
And then ever since we did the DNA test, he asked to be in my son's life, which I gave him the opportunity. Because that was my fear. You know, a lot of people were like, oh, why did you hide the pregnancy? You had sex with him, blah, blah, blah. You knew him. Yes, I knew him, but he was not a 9-to-5 person. And I work hard for what I have. So always in my intention was, if he should be at my house and they're doing a raid and they come, they're going to take everything that I own.
That's
At
right.
this time, I'm driving a Acura MDX. I have my own place. And I was just fearful of them taking what I work hard for, knowing that a dime of drug money didn't come to my pocket. Yes, so...
I'm going to ask you a very silly question. The one-night stand, was it something that you enjoyed?
Yes, I did.
You did. Well.
This is 3FM.
All right, so here we go. Leah, they come together, make we do it again. One more time, just like we did it on a one-night stand. I want to be more than just a friend. So for 3 solid years, you never made the father know that you had a baby for him.
No,
Wow.
no.
And he never came chasing you again.
No.
Wow. Okay, so the third one, huh?
So the third one, I was actually married to, she's a female. So I have 3 boys and a girl.
Oh.
I was actually married to her father for 10.5 years.
Wow.
Yes. So,
That's a Jamaican? Wow.
yes.
You were attracted to only Jamaicans?
Not really, but I guess they were attracted to me. So to be honest with you, I always wanted to have a mulatto baby. So I always wanted to be with a white man, which I dated one, but it never happens of pregnancy. So, yeah, for some reason it's just Jamaican.
Okay, so you wanted a white man,
Yes.
but most of the time you had black people coming your way. What would a man tell you to make you say, oh yes, I really want to lay down with you?
Well, to be honest, I haven't gotten the opportunity because I'm a bold person. So the move was always made by me.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
This is 3FM.
All right, so you were the person always making the first move.
Yes.
Yeah, because of the tomboyish, you know. All right, so you propose to men, right?
No, not propose to them. But I mean, if I see what I want, I'm going after it. I'm not gonna wait.
How do you do it? How do you go after it?
I either send somebody with a note or I just walk up to them and be like, hey, I like you. You know, what's up?
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, nice. Oh, that's beautiful. That's like in my days, you know. Wow. Okay. So was that how you got Mr. Lai?
Mr. Lai is a whole different story. Mr. Lai is a whole different story, to be honest.
Right.
A friend of mine, we're no friends, we're not friends anymore. I had called her my adopted daughter, but we're no longer close. So I was married to a Nigerian.
Oh, okay.
So when I met Mr. Lai, I was actually in that revenge, want to go after this guy. So she came and she was like, oh, Nikki, you remember my brother Kwabni that I was telling you about in Ghana? I said, yeah, what about him? Because in the back of my head now, I was like, oh, here she goes. She's the one who introduced me to
the
this
Nigerian.
guy. Yes. And I was like, not again. And she know how I felt. So I was like, I'm done with black men, basically. I said, I don't want to have nothing to do with African. I don't want to have nothing to do with a man outside the country. And I don't want to have nothing to do with a Jamaican. I'm going to marry me a rich white man. And it's not that I'm looking for him to be rich, but it's for the fact that I'm always the one building these men. And then when you build them, they leave you broke and broken.
Wow.
Yes, so I was like, I'm done. So when she came, I was like, okay, whatever. She said, no. He have friends that can get the guy in Nigeria. So when she said that, I was like, okay, how can we talk? So she created a group, and all three of us was in the group, talking back and forth. He was a gentleman, but then he came at me like, we talking about business, because now all I want. So he keeps saying, oh, if we get this guy arrested, will you be able to come to Ghana? I said, sir, I will be in Ghana. Even if I borrow the money, I steal the money, which I won't steal the money, but I will be in Ghana. Then all of a sudden we there talking. So I used to be on the phone with this man until daybreak. I would hear the cockroaches over here. He would be on the phone with me until I get ready, drop my son to the school bus, and go to work. He'd be even at work with me.
Wow.
Then he all of a sudden he was like, you my wife. I was like, excuse me.
I was.
This is 3FM.
Okay.
So I said, excuse me. So I gave him a very hard time. I was like, sir, I'm begging you, please leave me alone. I'm hiring you to do a job for me. I'm not interested in another African man, And I told him, I'm just a plain. It's two things about Nekesha. You like me or you don't. I'm plain black and white. I'm going to tell you like it is. My mom always say I'm too outspoken, but I just can't hold it back. There's nothing fake about me. I don't know what it's like to be fake, so I'm going to tell you even if it hurts your feeling.
Yes.
Yes.
What did the Nigerian man do to you?
It was just, you got married to somebody. So when you get married, you don't marry to divorce. At least I didn't marry to divorce. And it was just so much. So, I would tell people that he scammed me. But honestly, when you look back, he never scammed me because everything that I did it freely. It's just that his maths was never the correct math. So if something is $5, he'd tell you it's $7. So that's how, So I was just, the marriage didn't work. We got divorced. We got into a big fight in Nigeria where I almost killed him.
I see. How did the fight happen?
So the fight happened. We were supposed to celebrate our anniversary the next day. And, we got into a fight because I also have a nonprofit organization. So I donated school supplies to schools and stuff. And he wanted 200 books to go and give to a school, which I had no problem with it. But when we make plans as husband and wife, I don't feel like you should come back at the last minute and trying to rush and change things. So he came back. Nothing that we planned, he just did it oppositely. And then he wanted to go by the school by himself with the books. And I was like, no. I said, people donate to me. I'm transparent. I have to show the videos, whatever. What account would I give for 200 books? And it just turned out into an argument where it turned out into a big brawl, which, I was blocking the door because now I'm demanding things that he have for me. And he pushed me out of the way. And once he do that, it's like I was in a battered marriage with my daughter father. So when you do certain things, it's like I put up my guard and I have that reaction. So it was like a trigger. And so he left me actually on the street of Nigeria for 2 weeks. Then when he came back, I just act like everything is wrong. But I gave him the chance because when I got back to the States, it took him 7 months before I heard from him.
Wow.
And I make up my mind. I said, you know what? When I traveled to Ghana, I actually came to Ghana that year. And I was like, God, I'm the type of person who I do things without thinking. So in that moment, I will do it. And I said, this time, I just want your clarification. Give me a sign. If I'm supposed to stay married to this man, give me a sign. If I'm not, give me a sign. And I got my sign. He called me and he actually cursed me out. And, we were just cursing like a sailor. And I decided, okay, enough is enough. I'm done. So.
So that was how the whole thing ended?
Yes.
And then you found Mr. Lai, or Mr. Lai found you?
Yeah.
Have you arrived?
Have I arrived? So with Mr. Lai, it took a while. I put Mr. Lai through a lot of tests.
The lie test, huh?
Not the lie test, but I put him to see how different he is.
Right.
And stuff, So I sent him to see a few people, pastors that I had looked up to and stuff. And he went, and I got the answer. And, this time I decided I'm not going to rush into, a lot of people may think, oh, yeah, I just got divorced. But it wasn't rushed because it's something that I pray about. And, I was giving him a hard time because, when he was like, oh, I want to marry you. I saw you how many years ago, but your adopted daughter wouldn't allow me to talk to you and stuff. And I said, she was always telling me about you, but she never tell me nothing like that. So then when he told me, so I said, how many kids you have? He said, he got 3. I said, sir, no, leave me alone. You got too much baggage. You come with excessive baggage. I never date a man with children because why? I said, because I'm a woman and I know what baby mamas come with, drama. And, I'm very territorial. What is mine, so hey. And to be honest, one thing lead to another. This man was just talking to me day and night. He's
begging and crying.
Begging, and you're my wife, and I know I pray about you. And it was like, okay.
What did he say about you? Was it a shape? Because I realize you have some beautiful hips and all that, which a lot of Ghanaian men
I
like.
don't know, because when he said he noticed me, I was probably like 30 to 40 pounds lighter than this. So I don't know. But I did. I said, why am I your wife? Why, what? So I was just being rude at the time. I was like, what? Is it because I'm in America? What, you looking for a green card? What, you looking for somebody to take care of your children?
This is 3FM.
So I was just, I was going hard on him, but then he was like, no, I'm not a man of opportunists, and we one thing led to another, to be honest. He would probably be the one to tell you, how did we fall in love? How did it happen till I was there planning a surprise wedding, and boom, here we are.
So you came to Ghana for the wedding?
Yes.
Last October?
Yes.
Whoa, and how has it been from that time till now?
We have our ups and downs. There's no perfect marriage. I'm a handful. Mr. Lai is very cool. Mr. Lai is very calm. I'm like I'm the outspoken one. I'm the one that can get crazy. I'm the one that can, yes. So
what are some of the downs? What is it?
Well, the downs were mostly when I was back in the States. Not having my husband there. And, always feel like I have to be on top of my husband to do certain things like a kid. And I didn't want to be like that, but I'm the type of person, I like to get things done. I'm a straightforward person. So if I said, please, can you move this? I don't want you to move it on your time. I want it to move now. So I'm that type of person. I'm that now person. And my husband is just this laid back, we in Jamaica, we call it lackadaisical. He's just, he move it when he want to move it, and I want to move it now. So I'm like that now person. I'm that go person, while he's just relaxed.
Are you the bankroller of the family?
For now.
You are the one who makes the money?
Yes.
This is 3FM.
I like that. So do you feel like this is the real marriage that you wanted, or you just giving it a try?
No, I feel like it's the real marriage.
It's the real marriage?
Like I said, there's no perfect marriage. We're going to have our ups and downs. And, my husband tolerates a lot, to be honest with you. And I give my hats out to him if I wear one. So, yes.
What's the mathematics like? Compared with all the men that you have had so far?
It's awesome.
Awesome.
It's very good.
Wow.
Breathtaking. Better. Way better.
Are you sure better than every other person?
I'm honestly, yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Better than the Nigerian man?
Yes.
This is 3FM.
My guest is Nekesha Sweetland, a.k.a. Nekesha Laryea. And we're having a conversation. She is a Jamaican-American, and she's also an author. And she's a philanthropist. Oh, my God. We are doing a lot of talking today. Now, tell me about your faith. I see so many things about you and Jesus Christ and church and all that. What is this about?
So I was raised up in a Christian home. I used to go to church Saturday, and I used to go to church Sunday. So it was so funny. My mom was a Seventh-day Adventist, but she never go to church because she worked every Saturday. So she would leave me, she would get me ready, and I would have to go to church with the neighbors. So, and then I rather the Sunday church with my grandmother, Pentecostal. So I used to go to church Saturday and I used to go to church Sunday. So I was raised, and then, just going to church, raised up in that home, make me, I know what it's like to have. I know what it's like to not have. I know how to be content and not to be content. So, I start taking my faith seriously after getting raped. Because there was a lot of questions. It was like, why me, God, And there was like, my understanding was not clear, reading the Bible, but I was just reading it like a storybook, So, I began to, and then when I got married to my daughter's father, we both got baptized, going to the same church. So now I was more into church, fasting and prayer. I was doing 21-day fasting, 7-day fasting, 3-day dry fast. I attempted the 40-day fast. I completed 32 because Thanksgiving came and the family decided to ask me to cook, and I did. So I break that fast. So I'm that type of person. I'm a woman of faith. I have crazy faith, like they said. So I'm big on, going to church and, even, fasting and pray, because I see what it,
Do you speak in tongues?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
How did it come to you? How did you learn it?
So tongues they was having a revival at the church, and it was like a week revival, then they extended it. So everybody was going to the altar and they speaking in tongues. And I'm like, so now I start examining myself. Now I'm trying to do things, Even, when you go to the grocery store, I would never push back my cart. Then I was pushing back my cart and taking back So I was just trying to do everything that is good. And every night I go there, they're speaking in tongues, and and I said, God, before this revival is over, I need the tongue and fire. I need to speak in tongues. Well, they always say, be careful what you ask for. The last night of the revival, I got filled. And the revival could not over. They had to bring it inside and was there for hours. Like, I drove, but I couldn't. So I had to wait it out. And even the next day, I woke up speaking in tongues, So
so you spoke in tongues the whole night?
Yes, the whole night.
You just started speaking?
Yes. So when, they came, they lay your hands on and they're telling you to utter whatever. But then I'm looking, it's like I got distracted because now I'm seeing everybody beside me falling to the ground and they speaking, and I'm just standing there. And I don't know what happened. It was like a thing just hit me, boom, when I go back, and that was it.
Wow, you started speaking?
Yeah, I started speaking.
What did you speak like?
It's something that you don't understand. I'm speaking nothing that I understand.
Is it gibberish?
That in Jamaica we would say, it sounds like gibberish, but So it's something that.
What does tongue sound like? You want to speak something to me so I can hear how a tongue is like?
So I can't just speak tongues.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think for somebody to just say, oh, speak tongues. If I try to speak tongues, I'd probably be mocking somebody. It wouldn't be my own tongue.
I see what you mean.
So yes.
Nekesha is my guest.
This is 3FM.
And this is the taxi driver on 92.7 in Living Stereo. And of course, you can see my guest in the studio wearing a very beautiful blue dress. And she's very well endowed. Spirit, body, mind, and soul. That is what we're talking about. Okay. So that was how you got your tongue speaking gift, right? And you've written books.
Yes.
What books did you write?
Well, so far it's one. Others is in the making. Mr. Light distract me, to be honest.
Wow.
I'm writing the other books, but I'm going to do them while I'm here. So this book is called Setback for a Comeback. So it's basically my life growing up.
Wow.
And this book, I want to revise it because I need the hard raw copy. So this book basically is some of a cover-up. It's not all authentic because there was a lot of things that she wanted to be careful, like for the law part and stuff like that. But I feel a lot of people who read it, it's an awesome book, but they feel like it's not me. They said for the real person you are and the person that we know, this book is too churchy. They said we want the real hardcore, no cover up, no makeup, nothing, just the raw version. So I'm getting ready to do the raw version. And when I say the raw version, there's things that's not mentioned in here. I was a bad girl. You're looking at a woman who probably should have been in federal prison right now. I used to smuggle drugs in jail. I used to smuggle illegal cell phones.
Oh, you were in jail?
No, I wasn't. The person was. So I used to take contraband there. And do stuff like that. So
in America?
Yes.
What kind of contraband were you taking in
So
there?
I was taking weed.
Weed? Only weed?
Uh-huh.
How did you carry it?
So I used to, weigh it. He used to tell me how to weigh it, wrap it in saran wrap, put it in balloon, wrap it in saran wrap again, and you put it to where, you put it where
take it slow.
sun don't shine.
Take it slow.
This is 3FM.
All right. So you'll get the weed and then you put it in a balloon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you insert it inside you.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yes.
And the heat was enough not to burn the balloon?
No, because the way how I do it, it takes use saran wrap. So I would wrap it in the saran wrap first, put it in the balloon, then I would wrap it in more saran wrap. So yes.
All right, so you put it in there, and then you take it into the prison, and then you have a way of pulling it out.
Yes.
Oh, that means you will not push everything in there.
Yes, it was. So I kind of so after I done that, I wrap it in saran wrap again. So I would clamp all the balls together. And then I would put it in a saran wrap. Then I would put it in a plastic bag. And, you leave that piece hanging like a tampon string.
Wow.
Yes, because the first time I attempted, I wasn't good at it. So I couldn't get it out.
Wow.
And when you go there, we're working like on a time clock.
Wow.
So, somebody goes to the bathroom, you're working with them, you don't let them leave you in the bathroom because you don't, you want to come back with somebody so you don't look.
Yeah.
So for the first time, I was in the bathroom for a long time. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go to the hospital. This thing cannot come out. Oh my God. So that's, but then I just had to push it out like I was pushing out a baby.
Oh, so you were still able to push it out same
Yes.
time and it came out?
Yes.
Wow. Were you paid for that?
Well, I actually was married to the guy, so I was being taken care of, yes. I was not in need of anything, even though I was working, so yes.
And how often did you have to do that?
So I used to do it every Saturday, sometimes Sundays.
You will insert it in there and go to him? Were you having conjugal visits as well?
No.
Why?
That state.
They don't do
Oh,
that?
No, they don't do it.
And how long was he in jail for?
He's still in jail. He's been there for a long time.
Lord God have mercy.
This is 3FM.
Do you still carry his consignment to him in jail?
No, I'm not in that state anymore.
Wow.
We haven't talked.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you leave him because he was in jail?
Yes and no. So the reason why I say yes and no was I married him while he was in jail.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Interesting. Whoa. You married a man who was in jail?
Yes, he was already in jail.
And your marriage happened in jail? Wow. Did you get married in jail or they brought him out of jail to get married?
No, we got married there. A chaplain came, we got married.
In jail?
In the visiting room after visit.
Did you know him before he went to jail?
I didn't know him before. I knew him while he was there, but I didn't know while we were talking, I didn't know he was in there until, later on.
Later on, he told you he was in jail. Wow. And you still went ahead to marry him?
Yes. And I have called that marriage like a rebound marriage. Because I went through a lot with my daughter's father. So after the divorce, I had relocated. And I just say, it was a rebound. We never have sex, so my marriage was never consummated. It was just for the name, yes. It was just for the namesake. So,
he's still in jail?
He's still in jail. He's been in jail since he was 18. Never knew none of this until after he told me that he was supposed to come out on parole. When you get married, I have my own place, whatever, so it would be. But then they deny him parole. So now they deny him parole. Now I have questions that I wasn't getting answers to, so I did my own research, which I should have done my own research before, but I did it after the fact that we were already married. So I had an officer back in Connecticut where I sent his GDC number and have the officer do the research, and the message that I got was not good.
Wow, he killed somebody?
No, he actually raped
Whoa.
2 people.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes, he was 18. He raped 2 young ladies, and he was on his verge of becoming a serial rapist because there was a 3rd one, but she escaped.
My God. Was he white?
He's a black guy.
Jamaican?
Black American, no, black American.
Wow. Wow. So if you had known this, I'm not sure you would have married him.
No.
All right.
Because he's not going up. So why we both agreed to divorce each other, which I push more. He's not going up for parole until 2038.
Woo!
And I've been divorced back in 2015.
That's in the next 10 years.
So I was like,
Interesting.
This is 3FM.
Well, we're having one of the most interesting conversations on the taxi driver, right? This is the Urban Blend 92.7 in Living Stereo, 3FM. My guest is Nekesha Laryea. Yes, originally called Nekesha Sweetland. My God have mercy. We're having a very beautiful conversation. And, well, so, I mean, when you divorced this man, you went into another, and then now you are in Ghana. How do you find Ghana so far?
Ghana is beautiful. I love it.
You sure?
Yes.
The other day you were saying so many things and cussing Ghana and all that on the phone when we spoke. Cuss Ghana again. Cuss Ghana.
Yes. So, okay. So, let me...
The president's listening to you.
Well, if Mr. President, if you're listening, I saw a billboard where he's asking for 4 more years. And I'm like, why would the people give you 4 more years when you got 8 more years just to make the country a shithole? Excuse my French if I can say that on here. But yes, and I mean, I love Ghana. The place is beautiful, but you just have criminals as the leaders. You know, when you give up your comfort zone to come to a country, and for days you don't have water, you don't have internet, and I'm like, okay, but we're paying a water bill. Where's the water for weeks? You know, why we have to go buy water to use water when we are paying a water bill?
Right.
So it's just, and then the roads. Oh my God, the roads are bad. Like, I actually had to take medication when I travel a long journey because my body aches from the up, down, like you're on a roller coaster ride. So, I mean, for 8 years you're in presidency. What have you done with the money? And even the schools. Don't get me talking about the schools where he had parents paying all these school fees. You know, so where is all this money going? Why is it going in you guys' pocket? Why is your children being educated in Europe and all over the country when you have people here are suffering? Why not have a public school? Why not have schools where children don't pay school fees? So, you know, when I traveled, I used to donate school supplies to the school. I no longer do that because my children have to pay for it. So I feel as if even the schools, they may take the donations and then they turn around and selling it to the parents. So I just find that the country is a beautiful country. There's nothing wrong with Ghana. It's the criminals who they put into politician, who they put into party, who they put as their president, their senate. You know, it's even the states. You know, it's just that it's everywhere. You know, these leaders, they're criminals. They just tell you something to make you feel good. But you have a president coming to you, oh, let me give you 200 Ghana CDs, let me give you a bag of rice, let me give you a bag of oil, and this, and gari, and whatever. But what happens after the gari, the rice, and the 200 CDs run out, and they have not lived up to their expectation?
Oh, wow.
But you know, I was telling my husband, I say, sometimes you can't even blame the president. Because if I can steal and get away with it, am I not going to continue doing it? So if he see that half of these people are dummies, because you keep putting him back. So I just feel like some people are comfortable being poor.
Do you think that a lot of Ghanaians are dummies?
When I say dummy, they're educated people, but when I say dummy, you're dumb enough to put this man back in power when you're suffering.
Right. Do you think that we have a lot of dumb people in Ghana?
Yeah. Because you keep putting this man into power, so why would you? So that's why I said...
Which man is that?
I don't even know how you pronounce his name, but your current president.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Nana Akufo-Addo. Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So you think that is a criminal president, right?
Yes, I just feel like, where is the money going? You know, why are your roads so bad? You have me as a tourist who come into your country and spend a lot of money, and you can't even give me roads. But when you guys come to the U.S., you guys have good roads. You guys have massive roads to drive on. Many lanes, not this traffic. You have this traffic. You're going somewhere, you have to leave before day to get there on time. Sometimes you can't even get there on time because of this stupid traffic.
Right. Are you going to take a Ghanaian citizenship?
I might.
You might.
I'm thinking of, yes.
So you're going to be Jamaican, American, Ghanaian. Wow. You have a huge tattoo on your chest, in fact, on your breast, on your boobs. When did you have this? And did you have to strip naked for this to be done?
No. I had my clothes on. Just right here. I had a towel here.
Okay, so it hasn't gone down onto...
No, it's not on my breast. It's like above.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Why did you have a tattoo?
So when they say love make you do crazy things, so when I was married to the guy in jail.
In jail, yeah.
Yes, he paid for it, and actually I had his name was like across my chest. So if you see where, I call it my dark clouds.
Okay.
So it's cover up.
Oh,
But
so
they were,
you
yes.
you tattooed his name on your chest,
Yes.
and now you tried as much as possible to remove the tattoo by putting another tattoo on it, right?
Yes, so I call it my dark clouds. They just put some clouds over it.
Oh, do you speak to him once in a while?
No, I have not my son is what, 6 years. Yeah, he used to call, but no.
Your first child, is the father in his life?
No,
They don't talk?
no.
Why, you don't want them to talk?
Not me, my son's choice.
Wow.
His choice, yes. I have forgiven him a long time. He asked for forgiveness. I was in church, I forgive him. But that's my son's choice.
Wow.
And I even hid that. My son did not find out until close to when the book came out that he's a product of rape. He said he suspected because he always, how I treat him when he was growing up and stuff like that. So he found out close to when the book was getting ready to publish.
Wow. Is there any part of your life that you ever regret?
Yes.
Which one?
Marrying the guy in Nigeria, marrying the guy in jail. Yes. And, getting married at 18 because I was like, I didn't listen. I was told not to. And I did. So, yeah, those marriages, yes, I regret them because, my next book is coming. It's going to be Why Did I Ignore the Red Flags?
Wow.
Or Why Do Women Ignore the Red Flags? Because the red flags were there. The red flags were there, but because I'm stubborn and I want to have my own way and... the red flags is there. You try to turn it into every color that is not red. You try to turn it into orange. You try to turn it into fuchsia, but red. So
it looks like this Nigerian marriage was really terrible because you're not even regretting the jail one.
No, the Nigerian.
Nekesha is my guest and we're about to round up. How do you make your money?
So I work. I'm a very hardworking woman. I work. First, I used to be in the group home. So I used to take care of the mentally disabled.
Oh.
I was a supervisor also in the group home. When COVID came, I stopped because a lot of them get COVID. So I went to do an Uber. I was an Uber driver.
Oh, you were driving an Uber?
Yes,
Oh,
I was
wow.
an Uber driver.
Whoa, in America?
Yes.
Whoa. Did you try it here too?
No. No. No, I don't dare to try it here, no.
Oh, so what was it like driving an Uber in America?
It was okay. I enjoy it. And, a lot of people were scared for me. My kids were scared for me because most of my passengers were men. And I'm driving these long distance, driving with men all over hours a night. I used to be out there driving 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But, I never fear.
And what kind of music were you playing for them?
So most of them, they want quiet. So how it tells you on your phone what they want. So some will be like low music. So I always have my gospel music on also. But it's low or they tell you no music at all. They just want it to be quiet. So you're driving somebody for an hour and it's just silence, nothing.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I see. So you and Mr. Lai now, are you planning to make some more babies?
Maybe.
Okay. You are going to have babies?
Yes.
Wow.
Not babies.
Babies. Wow. How many more babies do you want to have? You have 4.
4. So 1 or 2 is fine. I mean, with the twins, I can't escape it. If it's twins, then I have to take it. If it's single, then 1 is fine.
I see. Nekesha, I want to thank you so much for coming. If there's any other thing you want to add, please go on and add that.
Well, my book is on Amazon, and also I'm a philanthropist. I have a program coming up that I will be feeding 500 kids here.
Oh, 500 children in Ghana?
Yes, and
500 children?
500.
What are you going to give them, candies?
No, it's, we're going to cook for them. They're
All
also going to
500?
get, food, drinks. And then December, I'm planning to do a Christmas. So Christmas will not be Christmas in our home.
Wow.
I'm taking it to the streets.
Wow.
So donating 200 toys.
Wow.
Boys and girls.
Wow.
Yes.
The children thank you. Let me know when you're going to have it so I can bring my children along. They will eat some good food for the first time the whole year. I'm going to bring them over so they can have toys as well.
Yes, no problem at all.
Nekesha, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you and we love you. Trust me.
Thank
Oh
you.
gosh, and thanks so much to Apiro, aka Mr. Lai, for linking us up. Blessed love.